Hello and welcome back. So in this video, we're going to do the first case. So let me show you here in Onshape. So our single geometry, no body of influence, nothing. So very easy to do. In the video description, you should have the link to download all the cases. So we're going to work with this one, domain to the V1. Okay, V2 will be the body of influence, and then the other two are the ones with the shared topology. So let's go to Salome here, already open everything. The V1, as I mentioned, I'm using 9.15, but if you want, you can upgrade to the latest one. I still am checking something to be 100% sure that some other stuff that I'm doing works with no problem. But for these cases, it's 100% compatible. Okay, so our workflow is very straightforward. Okay, so let me go here with okay, so it's not like in Salome that in Onshape that you can have here, the rollback bar and you can go back at the beginning to see what is happening. Here you have this option, so something that I don't like, but basically you have the order here, the steps, your features, so you can go here, edit, and then you go back to your first step. So my first step here, it is I created the geometry. Okay, so here you have the dimensions. Okay, you will have all the dimensions. And remember, you can add your parameterization and constraints. Okay, you have constraints and dimensions, so everything can be parameterized. It's up to you. You have here this sketch browser that then you can read your script. So that is something later that I will put some videos how scripting things that is super helpful, especially if you're doing no parametric studies. But this is it, okay? Very straightforward. Try to reproduce everything, okay? That is the best exercise. And to show you, let me do it here fast. So remember, choose a sketching plane. So I will choose this plane here. You have a sketch. Remember that probably you have a different order here. So right click here. You can choose what you want to see, hide, and whatever. So let me hide a few of this stuff here that I'm not going to use. So let me get it very minimalistic. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, I think this is enough. Okay, so let me do a sketch. Okay, let me go here. I don't want to see this face, so you can hide that. Hide here, hide it and hide it, and in the sketch here, and I start to do your sketch. So I'm not going to put the dimensions. Okay, so just let me go here and put it there. I want to pin my circle here, so that is a constraint there, and then you add your dimension. So you can go here. Okay, let me go. This will be horizontal one. And okay, let me put here 100. And look at that here, something that I don't like, that sometimes you don't have all the constraints, so you need to force, like this one will be horizontal. And well, sometimes also put it here vertical, and it's fully constrained. Now you start to give your dimension. So for instance, from here to here, I want to put it, I don't know, 30. Okay. And this one diameter here, let me put here, and this one will be 2. Okay, it was strange that it didn't update the 30 immediately, but doesn't matter. Then a vertical one, no, let me go. I would like to put this one from here to here. Let's put 35, and from here to here. 35. Okay. Let me go again here to here. And there you go. Green, remember, means that it's fully constrained. And at this point, you have all your dimensions. Okay, so also pay attention. Now it's telling me that it's over constrained. So probably I need to raise one dimension. It was the constraint. Okay, there are too many constraints. Okay. Probably this one vertical. Okay, it says that it was that one. So be careful now when you have that. Okay, so now it's not coincident. Oh no, it still is coincident there. So let me go here, from here to here. Let me put 35. Then from here to here, let me put 70, fully constrained. Check mark there, check mark there, and there you go. You have your sketch here, and remember, you need to build a face from this one. This is also sometimes a strange step, okay? And there you go. I have my face, then it didn't carve the holder. Why? Delete, let me go back and let's go again here, build face. Okay, so you can select there, inner, okay, there. I know why it's selected. Okay, I probably select the whole sketch. So be careful with that. And this is it, okay? If you want to parameterize scenes, remember here you have parameters, create your parameters. Let's say that I want to create one called diameter. Let me put a value here, 2. Okay, and then I go to, it was sketch 2, edit this one, and here you can go, and there you go. Diameter, it is parametrical, and then you go here and you change it, I don't know, to 4, and there you go, fully parametrical. It is up to you. At this point, also add a second cylinder in your previous sketch. There is no problem what you can do. So let me go and let me do something. Let me reopen the original case. So don't save, don't overwrite. I don't want to overwrite this one. So that is my original case that I'm sharing with you. Put it there. We know what is happening. We have all the dimensions. I didn't put any parameterization. Doesn't matter. This is 2D, okay? I haven't done the extrusion. That will be another video to show you. But remember, the steps that you do in 2D are exactly the same as the one that you are going to do in 3D. So I just want to show you a few extra features. So now we move to meshing. In meshing, okay, here just make it rotate, show your mesh, or you can show your body here. You show there. So basically you have this surface, and then how we have done this before. I'm not going into detail for the moment. So remember that in Shaper, you need to create the groups. The groups are not the boundaries or the edges, surfaces that you are going to see, where you can assign boundary conditions or you can assign different hypotheses, meshing hypotheses. In this case, I just have inlet, outlet, top, bottom, and cylinder. Okay, so as you see here, I move to meshing, you see all these groups. So when you export this geometry into openfoam, you are going to see this. Okay, very important. So now that we have done this, you can create your mesh. Okay, so you select, you create a mesh. I'm not going to do it, and you start to select your hypothesis. Okay, I'm working with NetGen. I recommend to use that one. You have also Gmesh, different methods, but personally speaking, I think it's the best one. It's the most, let's say, reliable one. It works very well. Okay, so let me show you here. Okay, for instance, edit mesh. So I selected here my hypothesis. So you select the face. So look at it. You go here, select your face. Or probably let me do something. Okay, so let me read here what were my parameters. 1001. Okay, so let's go and let me delete this mesh. Okay, delete. And now I go mesh, create mesh. Okay, you select face, you have everything. This is a single body, no problem. Select your method. So I recommend to use this one. Okay, this is one. You need to select any lower level dependency. Instead, you select this one. You need to select the 1D, the edges. It requires more steps. Play with that, but doesn't matter. So okay, here I already have the parameters saved. This one, no local sizes here, and okay, and then remember that you can also add your boundary layer. So, and this is very important. The boundary layer here grows from the edge. You select an edge in 2D. When you are in 3D, you select a surface. So the edge to the surface. In 3D, the surface to the volume. Standard hypothesis, okay, apply and close, and let me go compute. And there you go, easy peasy lemon squeeze. Okay, so now you can also add more refinement on the edge, not enough, so you can create, let's say, submesh. This submesh is going to be in an edge, so that this cylinder there is going to grow in this. Okay, let me go here. Well, sometimes it's tricky to select that one. Okay, let me close. Select the mesh, create your submesh, and then here you select the cylinder. Okay, and this one, let's say wire discretization, local length, and I put in there this local length, or you can put the number of elements, up to you. Okay, you have it, and let's recompute. And this is it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, probably you see something interesting. You see here that doesn't seem to be a smooth circuit. Remember that you have this axis here. There you go. Okay, be careful about that. It can create some confusion. Happened to me a while ago, so that's why I like to hide that. So this is it. You have your mesh here, and now when you export this mesh, you are going to have all these edges, these boundaries conditions. So let me go here. Here, so you see inlet, outlet, top, bottom, cylinder. However, do not export this because it's not going to work in openfoam. Okay, so you can go here, export. Remember that we have been working UMB format. You have many formats, but UMB doesn't work in 2D. You need to have the extrusion. So what you can do, okay, let me show you, but this is not the step I recommend you, but here you have modification. And look at that, you have here, you should have extrusion. So you can modify this one, you can create your extrusion. So you have extrusion Lona vector. And I'm going to 001. Number of step 1, distance 1, so per unit depth. And the objects, the whole mesh, apply and close. And we should have, okay, so there you go. So it's telling you that is the extrusion, and you should have it there. I don't see it, my extrusion. So okay, let me refresh DJ clear recompute. So now I think it's not, well, you saw no safety net. I'm doing this live. Let me go here, redo it. As I mentioned, this is not the way I recommend to do it. Well, let me do it by normal. Okay, distance 1, this is mine, the object, select everything. Okay, the mesh, apply. Okay, well, I don't know why didn't work before. Now it worked, and this should be what you should export. This is not the method I recommend. Look at that here. Also, is creating new groups. So these line groups, now they were converted to, or here. Okay, they were not converted. So this will be an issue that you need to convert this to a. Okay, no, sorry. That I think this should be okay. So yes, look at that. You have it here. So the inlet, the outlet, top, bottom, cylinder. Okay, so you have everything there. So this, when you export this one, you are going to see this in the UMB file in openfoam. These edges, please erase this information now, so because you need this is going to give you problems if you keep it. Let's see how you can erase it, because these are, I think, okay. Okay, you need to go manually. So let me do it here manually. Bam, 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 bam. So delete. Okay. Delete this group. Okay, let me go here and let me save it TMP. So here you have it. You have your groups. This should be a valid mesh, and export UMB mesh 1. And this is it. So we should have the mesh one there. And as usual, I have my clean case there. So let's go cd clean case, and you go, okay, first OF14 and use an openfoam 14, the latest one, and the mesh. And there you go, easy peasy. Look at the names that are saved there. Try to do the same, leaving the edges, you will see that you get a problem. Okay, check mesh, and this is a valid case. You have the names, you can start to work, okay? But this is not the methodology I recommend you. Later in some videos, I will show you what is the method I recommend you, because usually it's the issue related to these faces, now how they are grouped and so on, but it would work. So this is it, the simplest method. I'm not going to repeat this one in the 2D cases, you know how to do it. Then in the 3D cases, we go and we use the method I recommend. So this is it for this video, easy peasy. So let's move to the next geometry. So see you later.